Hi guys, welcome to Paris Black Gaming, and today I'm going to be talking about my mental state, like how I am mentally, I guess you can say. It sounds like a stupid thing, but if this YouTube channel ever goes somewhere, I thought you guys would see where I'm coming from. So yeah, so first off, before I start, it's gonna be more like a story time video, but I want to say thank you for 11 subscribers, or 12, I don't know, I haven't checked a little lately, but thank you so much. It means a lot to me because this YouTube thing I'm pretty serious about, and I just want to say thank you for people liking my videos, sharing it with others, and subscribing, commenting, all that. But thank you so much. That was very nice of you. And yeah, so here we go. So first off, I want to say that I struggle with depression. I've struggled with suicidal thoughts and actions, and what am I saying? Oh, it's self-harm. So, but I'm gonna say this is warning for people who may be triggered by this. I'm sorry if you're going through this. I'm gonna put in the description the suicide hotline, the depression hotline, different hotlines. So first, before I start, I'm gonna say if you're struggling with any of these mental states, could be anything, it's okay to get help, because you may think it's like getting help is weakness or something like that, but it's not, because there are people who care about you. If you don't think anyone does, I care about you. Even if I don't know you, I do care about you, and you are worth it. So yeah, please get help if you're struggling with this. So it starts in the 6th grade. I'm not gonna tell detail because my last video was 30 something minutes, and I don't want it to be that long, and I don't have that much time. So 6th grade. 6th grade I was struggling because it was the first year of middle school. I don't know, I was kind of lazy, and I was just like, I'll just slack off. And I kind of did. I wasn't doing my assignments. I wasn't necessarily studying for tests, and I would kind of fail. Then I had an F in 3 of my classes. And my parents were concerned. They're just like, why do you have so many Fs? And I would lie to them and say, hey, I have been turning in my assignments and doing all my homework and stuff. I don't know why I have an F. And they actually believed me. And I was just like, And then they're just like, okay, and it's like, yeah. I was like, maybe he's not, or she's not putting in the assignment, and they're just like, yeah. And I was like, yeah. And then the F stayed there for a while, and they're just concerned, how come your grade hasn't changed if you've done all your assignments? And I was like, oh, I don't know. So then my mom wrote freaking a letter saying, my daughter turned in all her assignments, and I want you to call me saying that she did do them, and why does she have grade an F in that class? And I was like, oh shit, I can't give them this letter, because obviously I was lying, and they'll be like, what's this? You haven't been turning your assignment. Then they're gonna call us your daughter hasn't been turning her assignments or doing well in my class, so she deserves F, and I'm gonna get in trouble and all that shit. So my stupid ass, rather than confronting my parents, say, you know what, I lied, I actually wasn't doing my assignments, I'm sorry, I will try to do better. No, I didn't do that. What I did is I hid those damn letters underneath my damn dresser, and I was just like, oh, I'll just never give it to them. And then a few weeks later, my mom's just like, they should have called by now. Why wouldn't they call? I was like, oh, I don't know, maybe they're busy. So then one day my dad called my English teacher saying, oh, my daughter gave you a letter and you never called. And then she was just like, what letter? And I was like, holy shit, I'm in trouble. And it's I never received a letter. And my dad got so pissed off. He's like, oh, okay, thank you for telling me this. And I'm like, fuck my life. So then my dad was just like, Brandon? I was like, yes. Well, I didn't have the attitude, because I was 6th grade. I was really shy and stupid and shit. And then he's like, why did you give him the letter? Why did you lie to us? Did you give him the letter? And I was like, no. And then he got really mad, And then he's like, do you have the letters? And I'm like, yeah, I do. He's like, bring them to me. So I like got them from underneath my dresser, and I gave them to him, and he had the most pissed off expression. He snatched them from me. He said, kneel down. Oh, no. Get on your knees. And I was like, okay. He's like, give me your hand. He like slapped the shit out of my hand. And I was like, fuck. And it hurt so bad. And I was just crying. It's like, why did you let her? I was like, why did you do this? Blah, blah, blah. I called your damn teacher. I don't know. Shit went down, and I was like crying and fuck. And then my mom wasn't home yet, because my mom gets home around like 6 or 7. This was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So, so then I was scared. I took a nap, and then I was just like, oh my gosh, I should have done this. I'm so stupid. I should have just told them. So then that night, I didn't know nothing about suicide at all. I didn't know anything about this shit. So I had a knife. No, I took a knife from the front. I don't fucking remember. I had a knife, and I just remember I tried to stab the shit out of myself. Like, I drew an the fuck was that? I drew an X on my chest, and I tried to stab myself, but like not like I don't know how to explain it. Not like puncture a hole, but I was like getting the knife, and I was like trying to push it in. I was like, come on, and I couldn't do it. Like, I tried. Like, it's not like I didn't want to do it. Like, I wanted to do it. Like, for that reason, it's not because like I don't want to live anymore. It's just that I thought this is the only way not to confront my mom. It's like, well, if I'm dead, then I never had to face her. So I didn't think about how my parents are gonna miss me and shit. I just thought, oh, I need to run away from this. I need to run away from my problem. And I didn't do it. I couldn't do it. So then later that night, my dad woke me up to a nap. He's like, your mom has something like for you to talk about. And I was like, oh shit, I'm in so much trouble. So I went to talk to her, and I had like a calm voice. I'm gonna be like, Mom, I'm so sorry, I didn't have done it. Because if I talk to her calmly, then she'll maybe talk to me calmly. I was like, Mom, I know like what I did was wrong. And this was like near my birthday. I think it was in December. So then my mom was like, you shouldn't have done that, blah blah blah, and I have to pay for the consequences. I'm like, So then, so it was near my birthday. She's like, well, you're not gonna go to Nestbury Farm. This is when I was 11, and she's like, you're not gonna get, you're not gonna get you a phone, because I was gonna turn 12. I wanted a phone so bad, but my mom's like, you're not gonna get yourself a phone, and there's something else. I don't know. I was grounded. So then I was still pissed off, but then I didn't try to. I think I tried to slit my throat. No, it didn't. Maybe. I don't know. Not really. I was just like cutting my neck, and I got like little scratches, and I was like, this is bullshit. So I couldn't do it. Wow, where am I on the story? So then for my birthday, all I went to was the Rainforest Cafe. I didn't go anywhere. I had like little gifts because I was still in trouble. Kind of. And yeah, that's where all the suicide shit started. So advance a year or two later, I wasn't trying to kill myself as often. I started to self-harm. So I don't know how or why I started to do this. I remember my first cut. I don't know if you can see it. It's like a cut right here. It's my first one. I did it with a knife, like over and over and over again. Yeah, and I don't know why I did it. Like, I don't remember me being upset. I think if I wanted to kill myself, I'm like, well, this is an alternative for me to not do it. So then I didn't. I kept doing it, and up to this day, I still do it. But I was gonna show you. I was gonna be like, here it is, but no, I'm not gonna show you. But I try not to do it. And no, I don't do it for attention purposes at all. I don't like say, hey guys, look, I'm self-harming, it's fun. And no, self-harming is never the answer. And it's weird that I'm able to say that, but I do it. Like, I don't get that. Something is fucking wrong with me. But yeah. So I still struggle with that. But it's I don't know. It's died down a little bit. So the major part of this video is going to be my trip to the fucking mental hospital. here we go. So I don't know what happened, but I had like a major breakdown shit thing, and I was like so pissed off. Like, I ripped my binder, I threw my freaking school agenda on the floor. I was just finished, and I was like, I'm just, I don't know, it was some new ass feelings that I never felt before. So my mom was like, are you okay? And I was like, no. I'm like, I'm fucking gonna lose my mind. Like, I want to die. Like, oh, I can't do this right now. And my mom was just like, do you want to go to the hospital? And I said, yes. Only because, like, I think because I was upset because I didn't want to go to school. Like, that must have been a component because fuck school, man. Fuck school. So I told her yes. And I thought it was just going to be the regular hospital. And I was like, oh, they're just going to take me to hospital overnight. And then I'll be fine. And I'll go home. And, yeah. But, we went to the hospital late at night. And, they were just like, oh, what are you in here for? We went to the emergency. And I was like, oh, because I'm feeling suicidal. And they're just like, okay. It was like a lot of people in there. So I was like, okay, take your seat. And about like 5 to 10 minutes later, they called me in. Because it was like an emergency, and I was like, okay. So they just asked, like, what's wrong? And I was like, well, I've been feeling suicidal. And it's like, did you have a plan? I was like, yeah, I was gonna get a down chair. I had a rope, and I was gonna hang myself. They're just like, okay, like, you're really brave for like coming in and telling your parents and us this. And I was just like, thank you. So they took like my vitals and all that, and then they took blood, and I was like, fuck, like, taking blood or getting like vaccinations are like the worst shits ever at the doctor. Like, I hate that so much. I don't know. Gets me nervous as hell. Something's in my eye. Fuck. Okay. No, not right now. I'm gonna keep talking while I rub my eye. So then I had a catheter in my freaking arm in case I need fluids. And that shit hurt. A catheter is like a little flexible tube that you hook another tube. Never mind. But it's like a flexible tube, and it had like tape on my arm, and it was inside my arm. I couldn't really bend because then the tube would bend inside my arm, and it fucking hurt. So I had to keep like my arm straight like this, and I was like, fucking sucked. So then they're just like, okay, wait here, and while we get your room ready. And I was like, ooh, I'm gonna sleep in the hospital. So then, it took like 20 minutes later, then I got on my hospital bed, and I had to wear the stupid ass hospital clothes that don't even cover your butt. I hate those clothes. And then the worst thing was, they had to take all my freaking personal stuff. They even took my phone. Like, I was in the mental hospital for 3 days, plus that one day I was there, so I didn't have my phone for 4 days. It doesn't seem like a lot, but 4 days. That sucked. But, yeah, so then my mom and dad stayed there for a while. Then my mom had to go to work because my sister was by herself. So then my mom was like, okay, I'll come back tomorrow morning to check on you. And I was like, okay. So then my dad stayed there. It was kind of hard to sleep because, like, there was a doctor, like, they would check my vital signs on and off. And they would, like, feed me gross-ass hospital food. Actually, no. I had the Stouffer spaghetti, and it tasted pretty good. So, yeah, the nurse was pretty nice. And then they kept saying, okay, there's going to be a psychiatrist coming in questioning if you're stable, if to go home. And I was just like, okay. They said that like 5 times, and he didn't come in until the next day, like like around 11 in the morning. Excuse me. And then he finally came in. He was just asking me questions like, how do you feel? Like, did you have a plan and stuff? Do you feel stable going home? And I told him no. And I was like, I don't want to go to school. Like, no. So I thought I was going to stay in that hospital, right? And it's just like, okay, well, we're going to dispatch her to, like, another hospital. And I was like, oh, that's cool, that's cool. So then I got on a stretcher, and they just took me to the ambulance. And I was like, this is cool, because I never rode in an ambulance. And I was just sitting there, and this lady, the paramedic, was just asking me questions, and I was just like, yeah. I don't know, she was asking me. I totally forgot she was asking me. And then the guy who was the paramedic, fuck, he was cute. Anyways, so then they took me to this crappy ass looking hospital, and I was just like, the hell is this bullshit? And I was like, I remember my first day in the mental hospital, I was fucking bawling my eyes out because I didn't want to be there. Like, I was like, hell no, I'm not staying here. I was in for the 72-hour hold, which is like, you can't leave, you have to stay in there and stay the night. You can't, they like literally examine your body, like with no bra, no underwear. They fucking examine you. Like, I felt violated as fuck, and I was like, I hate everything. I started bawling my eyes, and my mom was just like, it's okay, like, they're just gonna hold you in here so you can get better. Like, don't you want to get better? And I was like, yeah. And it's just like, well, like, it's not gonna be long. Like, we're gonna have visits with you. And I was like, okay. So, they have visits with me, and I was still upset. I was like, I don't want to be there. Then, as the days moved on, I was like, it wasn't as bad. I mean, what we would do is just like do building exercises, like how do you have more confidence in yourself and shit like that. Then I made a few friends, which made it a more pleasurable experience. I mean, it wasn't bad. Like, their food was actually pretty good. They had this fucking chicken. Shit, it was good. So then I finally got out the damn mental hospital, and my parents picked me up, and we went home, and they had like a balloon like on my desk, like right there, and it said, welcome home, Brittany. I was like, thank you. And I had like flowers because I fucking love roses so much. So then, yeah, then I got my phone back, and I was so happy. I was like, oh, I missed you. I know, I have a phone addiction. I'm already aware. So, yeah. The reason why I'm like depressed is because I got bullied at school in ninth grade, which was last year, by my own friends that I would hang out with. I'm not gonna say their names, but they will always talk about how skinny I was. And before you say anything, you'd be like, skinny is a good thing. Like, no, it's not. It's unhealthy. Because you can be like too thin, and yeah, you can have problems. But like they made it seem like it was such a bad thing. Like, they said that I was like bony, like made out of bones. Like, oh, she's made out of bones. And I'm like, I am. Like, I do have bones, but like I have muscles, I have tendons, I have everything a normal human has. I just don't have like, as much fat as other people have. So, I got like small ass titties, but I think every size is beautiful, so fuck that. But, they really got to me because they kept saying, oh, like, you see that branch or you see that stick, like, that's you. And then they, like, step on it. And then, like, they compare that to me. It's like, oh, no, don't mess with her too much or she'll break or something like that. And, like, and they made me feel worthless. It's just like, oh, she can't do anything because she's skinny. And I was like, my weight shouldn't limit what I can or cannot do. So, you. And I remember this one time during lunch or after lunch, we had a free fifth period, and we were just playing around. And I told them, and I was just like, oh, I don't care how I die. And they're just like, really? And I was like, yeah, I don't. So it's like, so if a garbage truck came by, we threw you in a garbage truck, and you got crushed, you wouldn't care? And I was like, no. And they're just like, oh, so you're trash then? And that wasn't what I was saying. I didn't say I was trash, and I didn't answer. And then they pushed me down the ground, kind of. And I was like, why did I sit on the ground? And they're just like, because you're trash. And I was like, I'm not trash. And I was trying to get up, and it was like, I said sit down, and I just felt like crying. Then my friend Adriana, she's like, come on, Brittany. She like pulled me into the bathroom. I started crying. She's like, don't listen to them, you're not trash, like, you're a beautiful individual. And I was like, thank you. But no. Oh, so yeah, that's probably gonna be one of the most scarring moments in my life. So yeah, I'm very insecure about my body. I don't know why I wear this beanie all the time. Like, I always wear a beanie. Maybe because it's warm. I don't know. But, You almost likely always see me wearing a jacket. Maybe because of my cuts, but like I just feel so like secure with my jacket. Like I just keep myself enclosed, and like I get to put my hands in my pocket and stay like out of people's way. I don't know. So yeah, that's basically it of my mental story. Um, so if you're feeling depressed or anything, just say that it does get better. It may sound like bullshit, because let me tell you how many times I've heard that, but yeah, it will get better. Even though you don't see it, you're just like, this is gonna last forever. It's not gonna last forever. Things will open up, new opportunities, stuff like that. And I feel like this is gonna be my opportunity, like making YouTube videos, something that I love. So yeah. That sounded so gross. My computer is dying. I have to charge it. So thank you everybody for watching. Make sure you slap that subscribe button if you like this video, and you comment down below and share it with your friends, whoever. And thank you so much for watching. Love you. Bye.